The final main build video of our adventure van. Today we are finally lining the walls and we are done. In today's video, we are going to be using this plywood to line our walls, and we are going to be suede lining it, and we've got some faux leather to line it with as well. This is just a slightly different, less conventional way of lining the van, mainly because we've put L-track in the van, so we're actually able to tuck it behind that. And all being well, I can make it look like a nice professional quality job. Let me just give you a very quick update of where we're at. Last video, moon boxes are in. We've got the moon box fabric ones there, and then the new moonbox IOs above the kitchen, and then another moonbox down here. All along the ceiling and walls we've got L-track, and we're actually going to be tucking our ply boards underneath that, and it will help to hold them up. So we need to line the walls, line the ceiling, and get this van finished before we go to the Arctic in 2 weeks.
I'm Matt and this is Sky. Together with Ginny and Little Man, we are going to build the ultimate adventure van and travel the world. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe and join us on this epic new adventure? This is a book life.
We're using 3mm poplar ply for the walls, keeping it as lightweight as possible. And then we've actually got 3 fabrics that we're using. The first one is a pretty standard stretch fabric. I think this is from RC Fabrics, a stretch suede. This is super nice. I've used this before in the build, so you might have seen it. This is going in the bedroom area on the walls and the ceiling. The second fabric we've got is this, a faux leather in like a off-white grey, mushroomy, I don't know, Ginny picked it. It's quite nice actually, it looks quite nice because there's a few bits already in the van. And the third is actually like a scrim foam. The faux leather doesn't come with a foam backing, and the foam backing makes it feel really tactile, makes it it also hides mistakes well, I've found with the suede lining stuff. We've bought some scrim foam as well to stick to that, and then it looks like that. It just makes it feel a little cozier. The only slight downside to using the faux leather is that it isn't stretch. You have to be quite tactical about how you position it because it doesn't really want to push into grooves and things like that as well. I'm going to start templating some of the areas, and then we'll start getting boards in and getting them lined. I'm going to start with the bedroom because I think it's going to be easier. Plan is, I've got my L-track on the ceiling, I've got a piece on the wall at mid-height. To attach my ply, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trap it behind the L-track along there, and then I've just put in 2 rivnuts, 1, 2, just to pin it back at the bottom. If I feel like I need some more rivnuts, I can just add those as and when we put it up. And then I'll just repeat the process for the top, and then this section here, and then 1 panel for the middle, roof, and then the same on the other side. So I'm going to template it now using some plywood strips and a hot glue gun. Cut some strips of this scrap ply. Is that long enough? Oh, it's not long enough. Little dab of glue. And that just gives me my shape. I'm going to cut this out, offer it up, mark my 2 holes. Job's a good one. Right, I'm going to do this one, not this one, because surprise, I've already done it. Had to work it through in my head, but full reveal later. They say never put a square peg in a round hole. However, these 2 holes down here do take an M6 rivnut, and they are square. Those ones there and there. So rivnut going in, 1, 2. I'm also going to put some M5 rivnuts in this top piece here to hold that panel on. What I find with rivnuts is just don't overdo them. If you try and like squeeze the world out of them, they end up just exploding. Template made. Now you can just pop this off, literally just unsticks itself. pop it off if you haven't stuck it to the suede. Bang on that method, you know, it really works. And if you notice, I'll do the corners short. I like kind of leave the corners short and you run it in at the other end. Slap that on some wood, cut it out. Back in the van, quick test fit, just to make sure it's right. Just going to use some pointed bolts, well, pointed threads, so that I can mark where my riv nuts are. In position, hammer. Drill them and then line it. Done. Well, lined. Happy with that. Have to say that suede stuff makes anything look good. Let's get this in the van. Here we go. This should be all right. Ooh. There we go. I need to just put a bit of suede on these sides just in case you can see corners, and also that will stop it rattling. Bad news, the best scissors in the world are no more. I think they have seen too much action. There we go, that one's on. Obviously my L track needs to go there, but before I do that I'm gonna template the top, get the top section in, and then the L track can go on. Templated, back out, because I forgot to put Ginny's magnets in. She's got an idea of magneting some more heat blinds to it to keep it super insulated. So I'm gonna have to try and peel this off, put them on. Yes! In. Both panels covered in. I did manage to peel this one back and slide these magnety things in that Gin's has got. Bolted into the top here, just with a couple just to hold them in place. Yes! Well happy with that. What do we think, people? So that's what it looks like. That, little hand cutouts there for the blind. Oh, and also now I can show you the other side, which doesn't have the window but does have the lights. These are like touch them. You just kind of, or not, they don't. Oh, there you go. Roof to do, then we can get this moon box back up, and that is the bedroom done. I'm debating is where do I finish the suede and start the faux leather. Before I can do the ceiling, I need to finish insulating. To do that, we are using Dodomat thermo fleece, which I'm just gonna glue to the ceiling and slot behind those bits there. I get asked this question loads, what insulation we've used. So we've used Dodomat 50mm thermo liner, which is that shiny silver stuff. That is brilliant. And like even just with that, the van holds heat so much better than it did before. On top of that, we are using the Dodo thermo fleece. And this stuff's especially good because for the places like the roof and the walls, you need that like thinner 5cm thickness of it. Dodomat actually sent me this to help finish our build. No kickback whatsoever, but I think I've got a discount code for you if you want to get some of that. So I'm just cutting some strips of this to then go inside the moon frames, and then I'm going to glue around here. That just slots in there like that. Yes! Templating is done. One panel, middle panel and side panel. Couple of riv nuts gone in as well. I think I'm going to need some riv nuts just up in the middle here just to keep it nice and upright. Yes, done. The first finished section. The first finished section. There we go. It's a shame those light fittings aren't black, isn't it? Back panel here is having a panel on it so the kids don't fall out the back of the van. I'm happy with that. I'm happy. The L-track looks smart. Kitchen panel is next. This area here. We've got a piece of offcut from the bathroom, the saniclad stuff. That's gonna go in there. And we've got a kind of film polished like a, well, we've got a film to go onto that. Just put in 2 rivnuts to secure it back in the middle. The bottom's going to be held down with a piece of wood, and then the top's going to be tucked under the L-track. Let's put this wrap on. No idea what I'm doing here. I've never really wrapped anything before. Giving it a bit of a clean with some alcohol spray. No air bubbles, that's what we're going for. Got an air bubble already. Shit. Wow, that's sticky. That is really sticky. Oh no, there's an air bubble. Oh, that's the Techers. There. It'd be funny if I put it on the wrong side. I did that yesterday when I was sueding something. I didn't get it on camera. But I glued it to the wrong side and then had to peel it off. Oh no, I hope that's running out. Please tell me that's not going to run out. Oh, right, I'll trim that off. To attach my piece of wood, my upstand, to the worktop, I don't want to see the screws. I've got a dowel making tool here. So you drill a hole and then you can cut these little dowels out and then glue those in and cut them off. And then just screwing from the back into the wood, and then that will screw to the worktop. And that's what it looks like. Let's get it in the van. Cut some of these out to fill the holes. In that goes there. Slot it in. In! It's spring. Hat change has occurred. It's actually sunny. It's actually sunny. How nice is that? And then we're going to the Arctic where it's freezing cold. Done this off camera, but started lining the kitchen. Well, finished paneling the kitchen. L-track is back on, and I've done the cladding up here with the leather stuff, which is looking really smart. So that's done. I'm going to do this roof panel here, and the kitchen area is done, and then it's just the finish. The last bit. Really feels like it's taking shape now. I like, you know, you have periods of a project where you're like, oh, it's a grind. But then now I'm like, oh, I just want to get on with it and get it done. And I'll show you the mounting process of the leather. To mount the faux leather, it doesn't have a foam backing. So we've got this scrim foam here. Makes it really nice and plush, but you don't do it quite the same as a suede liner and pull it around the edges. What I've been doing, trimming the foam scrim all the way around so it's just on the front, and then wrapping the leather around the sides.
Although with the seat, I find less is more, but with the ceiling panels I am making sure there's plenty on there, because you know one wants a saggy panel.
Basically a new blade for every cut. Well, not every cut, every piece. You want it nice and... So it's on there like that. I'm going to trim this edge flush because it's going under the L-track, and the rest of it I'm going to neatly tuck over. Now, last little bit is light sockets can just be cut out, and finally soldering iron through the holes for the bolts, and then really carefully through from this side. One false move and and you're starting over. So that's what it looks like after you've burnt through with the soldering iron. Looks alright, doesn't it?
I won't have any beams to attach you to soon for filming.
Light. There we go. Ceiling panel done. Next job, I'm going to attack this wall here, work my way up, finish on the roof. I'm just fixing a piece of L-track midway along this wall. It's the only place I've actually had to do this, but I was umming and ahhing, and I basically decided that I'm going to need to join some panels of ply anyway to get that out of one sheet. I'm just riv-nutting that onto there. If you want to see how I've done that, click here, because I've done it in my last video mounting the L-track for the moon boxes. It's a pretty detailed description of exactly how to mount L-track. Before I put this panel on here, I'm going to glue on some of the leather trim down this edge. I'm not quite sure how this will all finish with the bulkhead, but I think there might just be a little bit of overlap.
Annoyingly, not quite long enough to get to that.
This is the panel for underneath the window of the rock and roll bed. I've got a 230 outlet, and I've also got some USB outlets for charging. So because the boards are a bit thin, I'm just using some lightweight ply to give me something to screw those back to. All right, panel covered.
And it's done.
Before I get the panel in, again, I just need to insulate with the Dodomat thermo fleece. Double it up down there because it's a little bit thicker, so I can get more in, so just more insulation.
It's in, fully loaded.
Right, panel in. You know when you think, oh, that's not going to be a big job, and then all of a sudden it feels like a massive job. Well, this panel here, I thought, just quickly pop this panel on. 2 sockets, double 230 volt down there. That was a pain because he restricted. Should have left the cable longer. These ones aren't too bad, but I've got two chargers to keep those kids entertained on those long journeys. And it's in. There we go. That panel is in. That's what it looks like up that edge. Looks pretty nice. Black. The another piece of L-track's gone in there. Socket there. Socket there. These things just don't want to stay on though. Yes! It's not all finished, but that panel is in. Light is on. That just took me a lot longer because of the electrics. I kind of forgot about them. But they are in. This is for this strip light. I'm actually not quite sure how that's gonna work, but we've got some conduit for it to sit in. I want it below the moon boxes. I didn't film much recording, but that panel is in. Window cut out, window slots for blinds and things, and then magnets in here for, well, not magnets, washers in here for Ginny's magnet thermal blinds to go on there. And then, yeah, that just clamps between these 2 bits of, L-track. I thought I'd have all this finished today. It just, time gets away from you. My bloody sister phoned me and chewed my ear off for an hour whilst I was trying to do it, but I love her, so it's nice to talk to her. The final panel. Ridiculous. So I've done that wall, that panel up there is done, roof panel there is done. I've done this side, that panel. Now I just need to do this central panel, and all of the main kind of paneling is done. There's still a little bit of finishing off in places. Just templated it. And it's up. Yes, yes. And Ginny brought me a brownie and a cup of tea. That's nice. And a sausage roll. Really good. Best sausage rolls in the Peak District from Thornbridge Hall. Mega. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Boom! There you go. That's it. All of the main lining done. So that's what it looks like. I just need to put those surrounds on. Neat, eh? Moon box is in there. Other moon box in there needs going up. Really pleased with that, really pleased. Ginny just came in and said, it's better than I could have ever imagined it. A few little bits to sort out. I've got this above the door, which I'm not 100% sure how that's gonna finish yet. I've got a few ideas for that. This bulkhead here needs sorting out. The L track actually just makes it really quite easy. Like, not easy, because there's a lot of panels and things like that, but it's quite modular, and I love being able to, like, you know, if I want to change something, if we want to bring another cable through, all I need to do is take down one panel and we're in. Just riv nutted into the pre-existing holes that are already there, so there's no drilling required. You just riv, so M6, those ones, and then some of these ones are M5. So the only thing I'd say about that leather, that faux leather, and it kind of twigged today when I was moving it about, was the roll's quite heavy compared to the suede liner. It's not as heavy. So much for being a weight weenie. Oh look, here's Ginny with her blinds. What did you just say about the finish?
It looks shit. And you should do it all again. No. I said it's better than I could have dreamt.
Oh, thank you. Front bulkhead. It's templated round here, the same as I've done with the wooden strips and hot glue gun. I'm just using 3mm ply, mainly because of weight, and also because I've run out of everything else. I'm doing it in 3 pieces, so 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna come in here, just mark this, to get my scribed edge. It's in. I haven't filmed much because I'm in a rush. It's not perfect, this. It's actually gone a bit wrong, but I think I might just redo it when I get back. But I'm just conscious that I might run out of material and I don't want to run out. But it's in. It looks all right, looks nice. This is going to be covered again by something over here. And that will be trimmed off. And then where I've gone a bit wrong here is I got my measurement wrong on this. It's max air fan cover. This fits up here. I've made that a little bit tight, if I'm honest. Yes. Right, happy. Template for B pillar. Right, I'm not proud of this, guys, but the side trim went well. Fits in there nicely, just needs leathering. The bottom section though, oh god. Basically, imagine a year 9 at school design and technology project with a glue gun. That is what I have constructed. And I'm not happy with it, but what I'd say, obviously this is I'm gonna leather this. What I would say is, I was debating buying the OEM trims, and I think I'm now going to. It's just that I haven't got time to order them, and also it's a cost thing. Like, they're a couple £100, like, which is a lot for some plastic trims, but I do think they'll really tidy up the job well. But for now, for the next trip, just want to get the van finished and usable. Behold, the GCSE Design and Technology project. It's actually not that bad. It's lined okay. Oh, I think that's come out okay. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think. Should I redo that when we get back? Should I buy the OEM trims? Hugely overpriced. I don't know. Now I just need to do the other side. It's not bad. It looks all right. Does it look all right on camera? I don't think it does.
Oh, attempt number 2, left-hand side. I have to say, both better and worse. The bottom looks pretty good, but the top has decided it's just now gonna push itself out a little bit. Annoying. Rear bulkhead. I'm just building this rear bulkhead. I'm midway through, which is 3mm ply with a few struts of strengthening lightweight 12mm ply, and then a layer of 6 or 10mm thermoliner. Yes! Yes! The lining is finished. It's all finished. Ridiculous. That's what I've just done there. Quite happy with that bit actually. Very awkward, but and I've managed to tuck that all in. That's covered by the unit anyway, but yeah, really pleased with that. The only bits I'm not really pleased with are the B pillars. That's in, and hard to see, but suede rear panel is in as well. Shout out to Steve, a viewer, who sent me these, some 3D passenger seat delete plates. They just cover up the holes because we've gone from a double seat down to a single. I'll put a link in the description, but these just slot in here, jiggery pokery with them to get them fitting good. Just get it, look at that. I'm happy with that. It fits well actually. They fit well. I think it's more the fact that I've just been standing on that there and it's like collapsed down the edge. But right, done a few little bits, but let's do a big reveal. Here we go. Quick tour then. I'll start in the back and work my way forward. So in the bedroom area, rear panel is in. This is all suede lines now. I've also put in kind of one of those strip lights. Someone asked me about this. All I've done is bring the wires through the back of these panels and into the back of these. Drilled a hole in them. Moving through to the kitchen area. That panel's all in. Here's my little splashback. Just needed that to hold this down. Just put a little bit of silicone on there just to secure that in place. It's looking good. Again, I've put a strip light, and instead of mounting on the wall, I've mounted it on the underside of this, and I've just bolted that in position. And then moving through the trickiest part of it, there are a few bits that I'm not happy with in here, and I'm probably going to have a look at them when we get back. I'm happy with all of this. This has all come out really well. I've mounted 2 of the existing lights, so just when you open the door, these come on and it gives you that little bit of light. They're not the prettiest, but they are pretty functional. This corner here could be better, but actually I was looking at some pictures of a professional van builder, and it's basically the same, so I don't think I've done too badly there. This is nice, really happy with this, really happy with the leather lining, the faux leather. Love the little bolt details, that's all come out well. Down here, the L-tracks looking nice and spare. I've got the plug sockets all plumbed in. Again, another strip light across there, so that one I had to bring, I couldn't get the cable here because this is solid metal, so that cable just came through there. And then these are the bulkhead surround. I'm reasonably happy with the bulkhead surround. It looks all right actually today. It's kind of mellowed, but there are a few little details that could be better. I'm leaning towards getting the, like, you can get some OEM like trims from the manufacturer, but again, they're a couple £100, so I won't show you this little mistake I made where I misjudged this cut, and I've got a little bit of suede showing there.
that's it. We are fully lined. The little jobs I've got to do is cover that bench seat with a cushion. I've got that, that's to do. And then I've got some clear acrylic to cover up my electrical cupboard. I've had those laser cut to size and delivered, so they're gonna go in today. I've got a little bit of kitchen sorting out. Ginny wants some like more shelves or drawers or whatever to do. But we are ready. We are going to the Arctic Neck Week. It is booked, we are off. The next video you will see will be an Arctic prep trip because we've got loads of recovery equipment and stuff that we've gathered, really just kitting the van out. And then we're off. We'll be on the big adventure. The adventure of a lifetime. I cannot wait. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this useful. I hope this isn't the most conventional way of lining a van. I think it's becoming more popular. It's how I've done it. Shout out to Sean at Mule Vans who kind of helped me with working out how to do a few little bits. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe. We release a new video every Sunday morning, and we would love for you to be part of the journey. Click here if you want to see how I mounted the moon boxes and L-track, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.